Hello, and welcome to Voice of Transformation. The Voice of Transformation is a transformation in 90 days transformation project that is designed to help skilled and knowledge based entrepreneurs and anyone at all to improve their welfare and their well being as it relates to their business, their career, their skill, their life, their relationship, and their money. This is going to be coming from about 22 years of experience, of my experience with the marketplace, with being an employee, 10 years of being an employee, and then another 10 years of being on the streets, and then what my coaching experience has been, and my interactions with money as a banker and as a family person. So there's going to be a lot of value that is going to be shared that is going to transform your life if you're going to stay with me all through this 90 days project. This project is well targeted and it's a special project, very important to me. Much more important for me is the transformation that you are going to get in these four compartments of my life, which has to do with your what, your future, your finance, your family, and your fulfillment. So stay with me and let's get it going. So, what's going to be our first episode on this 90 days transformation project for you? It's simple. Know who you are and know what your worth is. If you never know who you are and what your worth is, you will always settle for less. At one point in time, I had the opportunity of defrauding the financial institution which I worked for. It was actually a tip off from a friend who knew very well that I had mastery with the software which we used at the office. But then, this particular exercise was a fraudulent suggestion, right? That we could clear a check for 4.1 billion and I was going to have 110 million naira as part of my share. But then my values were much more important to me than the valuable that was suggested to me. What am I saying in essence? I considered the fact that the consequences of shots and acts would shortchange the kind of future that I've envisioned and I've seen for myself. I knew who I was and I knew what my worth was. This is not the very first time in which such a practical temptation has been given to me. Not when this happened while I was working, but then it had happened to me while I was a student back in the university. So if I wasn't able to conquer it at the university level, definitely it would have been much more difficult when I was working, even though the demand for money or probably my responsibilities had increased beyond who I was when I was in the university. Now, but my principles had not changed, right? You can see that the game is the same, but the rules remained constant. The games were different at different levels. You understand? The games were at different levels. The offers were at different levels. But if I didn't know who exactly I was with the principle that I had established for myself, I wouldn't have been able to reject that. And amazingly, what happened was that I told the young man that, well, it's only what I think I cannot make that I steal. Right? That was coming from the foundation of my personal values. Now, my parents were not there, there were nobody there. The only thing that was standing with me was my personal value and the option of a compromise. So, what does this go to really, how does this really make sense to you or make any sense for you or for your business? The reason why a lot of people do not make the kind of progress that they were designed for is because of their compromise at start. The moment you start any journey with a compromise, it becomes complicated and you will never be able to complete that particular journey rightly. Now, even in a relationship as well, the moment you have a faulty start, your momentum is going to be poisoned, and then you can't expect to have an exceptional result with that. So, to a large extent, if you don't know yourself and you don't know your worth, people will buy you for lesser than you are. So whether in business or anything, in the on the negotiation table as well, if you don't know exactly what you want to take away from that negotiation, apparently it will be very, very difficult for you to be able to walk away from that negotiation with a win-win. So it's practically important at every point in time, if you're going to live an exceptional life, if you're going to change your life and change your results, is to establish principles that determine the kind of future that you have seen for yourself. And if you don't know exactly who you are and you don't know what your worth is, then you will always settle for less. In leadership as well, at one time, Jesus was given the option of being a king, but because he knew exactly who he was, beyond the carpenter's boy that was physically seen, he knew he was Messiah incarnate. So, and he knew he was beyond king. He was the king of kings. So he knew who he was and he knew his worth. And so he couldn't sell himself for less. So how are you selling yourself for less, or how have you been selling yourself for less? So these are the big questions you should ask yourself. At any point in time that you can not establish your own identity, you can never be distinguished. So your distinction is directly proportional to your identity. And your identity is sitting on your integrity. Whatever it is that you do, the moment people can place your person with your words don't mark your actions, you can't be trusted. And then so many things will never be entrusted to you. So I don't know how this has been good for you, but then what is it that you have learned from me? If you would stay with me on this particular 90 days transformation project, there's quite a lot that you're going to learn. Please, if this has meant anything to you, kindly like, share, and probably subscribe to my YouTube channel, where majority of the episodes will be domiciled. Thank you and bye for now.